Hello and a warm welcome to HW News Network, your one-stop show, truth be told, for some engaging and thoughtful conversations. Now, the contentious Waqf Amendment Bill 2024 is being discussed in the Lok Sabha, with the House witnessing a showdown between the government and the opposition. The bill seeks to improve the administration of Waqf properties, introduce technology-driven management, address complexities, and ensure transparency. Now, introducing the bill, Union Minority Affairs Minister Kiren Rijiju said that the consultation process of the Joint Parliamentary Committee was the largest ever exercise carried out by a parliamentary panel in India's democratic history. Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla agreed to an 8-hour debate on the bill, which was extended considering the House's situation and continued until 8 p.m. In fact, it's past 8 p.m. now. And what I'm told currently is that the discussion could go on till about 9 and 10. I was just speaking to a few reporters in Parliament. They've been distributed food coupons. So, which means that the discussion will go on for long. And then apparently there could be a voting or a division of votes could be sought for. But if you look at the discussion by and large, the opposition really has raised the issue of the fact that this bill aims to divide, defame, and disenfranchise the Muslims. Is it an attack on the constitution? Is it an attack on the federal structure? Joining me this evening is Supreme Court lawyer and activist Mehmood Pracha, who's followed several cases of the Waqf properties. Thank you so much, Mehmood, for joining on HW. And this bill is going to pass undoubtedly because the government has enough numbers. And we also know what the various opposition parties have said. But what will happen once the bill is passed? What is the most scary proposition which everyone is staring at, and what the country will have to face once this bill is passed?
See, first of all, for your viewers, I'll give my background vis-a-vis Waqf, and that is, I had a role in the drafting of 2013 Waqf Amendment Bill. Second, I have, as a lawyer, contested and freed the uh, largest number of Waqf properties across the country, worth upward of 1 lakh crores. That is my background. So I would be at least having some knowledge regarding this. That is a presumption we can all safely have. Now, since all the parties had issued a three-line whip, so whatever little doubt people had in their minds was, at least people like me who were watching this debate in the parliament, was removed when one of the JDS member of parliament spoke, and one from TDP member of parliament. When they spoke, and both of them actually supported the bill. So the writing on the wall was absolutely crystal clear. There was no doubt in my mind that this bill is going to escape through, and not escape through, but it is easily going to be passed. There is absolutely no problem. So that is one thing which we should realize, since opposition does not have 272. So this will be passed. But now coming back to the reasons. The reason is not attacking just Muslims, which is a favorite tool which RSS and BJP utilizes to show to the world that that we are winning elections by polarizing two communities. However, I have a different theory. That is just a charade. They win elections because of the use of EVM machines. Anyway, so but the main reason, which is crystal clear, is that Waqf has a land bank which is huge. I'm not going into the number, whether it is number 1, 2, 3, or number 100. But it has got a huge land bank still remaining despite all the encroachments and all, which this government wants to usurp in a wholesale manner and give it to, obviously, its best friends like Ambani, Adani, and Yusuf Lulus. That is the sum and substance of this entire exercise. I cannot see any other reason whatsoever. It is not some other communal reason, which is the primary reason. Main reason is corruption and nothing else. Number two, if we come down to the logics and logistics of this bill, who has been chosen to introduce this bill? The BJP has this knack of, RSS has this knack of choosing the worst amongst any community and use them as their tools. Now, here, Mr. Kiren Rijiju, he belongs to Buddhist community. He has been made the minority affairs minister. Now, what is his sensitivity towards his own religion and followers his own religion is crystal clear from what is happening in the Bodh Gaya today. The control and management of Bodh Gaya, the sanctum sanctorum of Buddhist community across the world, not just India, is managed by people who do not belong to Buddhist community. And that is exactly the formula which is being used in Waqf also by introduction of non-Muslim members. But my point is that they will use your own people to hurt and harm you. In this case, a tribal minority community person, Buddhist, is being used as a face, as a charade, who is going to do the dirty work for RSS and BJP. So this is the methodology. Then you come to the logic of it. Now, main logics are that Ummeed is the title. Empowerment is the basic theme which is being projected before the world, that we want to improve the Waqf affairs. And like, how is the question? There is not even one provision which is being introduced which is not to the detriment and for destruction of whatever little safeguards and security is left for Waqf properties in this. Not even one. And I'm saying this with full sense of responsibility. I can debate section by section. I have the amendment bill with me now, which has been given to me by my friends.
We've taken a look at a copy of the bill. What, according to you, are the most contentious provisions of the bill? On the basis of which, the country really needs to be on its toes as to what could happen. Because today in the parliament, we heard various leaders from the treasury benches saying that, oh, this is fear mongering. आप डर फैलाने की कोशिश कर रहे हो. This is the kind of, and even Amit Shah said it, कि ये तो आप डर फैला रहे हैं. During CA and NRC also, you said that the Muslims will, their citizenship will go away. Not even a single Muslim has been divested of his citizenship. So, what he meant was that this is fear mongering and we are just trying to overhaul a system.
Now, let me give an answer to what our Honorable Home Minister Amit Shah Sahab is saying. Their design failed, obviously, because people of the country, not just Muslims, not just Muslim women, fought back. There were large-scale protests which was held by not just Muslims but other weaker sections of the society. Women, scheduled caste, scheduled tribe community, OBC people protested. That is how their designs were stopped and checked. Similarly, when they attacked the farmers, there was a huge protest. They were stopped in their tracks. Recent example is this Advocates Amendment Bill, which was stopped in their track. They were stopped by a strong protest. So their designs, some designs have been stopped because of the strong resistance. Otherwise, today, large number of people would have lost their citizenship and Muslims would have been the least, as in Assam. Scheduled caste, scheduled tribe people would have lost their citizenship in largest of numbers. So this bill is not just one-off bill which is going to affect Muslims. This is also very important and one has to understand it very clearly. Similar kind of bills in law, if it is passed and it is not resisted, even if it is passed, it has to be resisted not just by Muslims but all communities, especially SC, ST and other religious minorities. Because similar thing is going to happen for all of them, which is already in the pipeline That is my take on this. So it is a matter of grave concern, but we will stop them from doing this, and we will, all the weaker sections will, in a joint effort and campaign. Firstly, if this bill is passed, it is going to be challenged in a court of law with the prayers and with the reason that this every provision is against the Constitution of India. It is in direct violation of Part 3 of the Constitution of India. So, therefore, this is not going to stand the test of constitutionality. But as we know, the courts are under tremendous pressure these days, and it is now not very unknown thing since 2018 at least, when
No,
four
but
Supreme Court
do you think,
sitting Supreme Court
Pracha,
judges
no,
held a press conference and said so. Yes.
no, but there are various arguments, against the bill, that this bill violates the fundamental structure of the constitution. It is violative of the rights of the minorities. But have the opposition leaders really defended the bill in the manner in which they should have? Of course, taking pot shots at BJP and taking pot shots at the ruling dispensation is fine. But was the bill defended well by the opposition leaders?
You mean opposed by the opposition leaders?
Yes,
Yes.
yes. Was the
See,
bill opposed enough? That's what I meant.
barring a handful of member of parliaments who really did perform very well and they actually understood the subject, nobody was even prepared. The I can name them, but I don't want to name them. But everybody saw that, whoever saw the debate would exactly know what I'm talking about. So this is the level of preparation. Nobody actually put up a fight in JPC also, and there was no point also when you have a government like this, unless you have that number
Do you think government-
272.
do you think that the opposition has resigned to the numbers? They also know that now there is no way they can prevent the bill from passing. The bill will pass anyway. So they have just, for the namesake, they put up some arguments, but they haven't opposed it well.
No,
Because they also
opposition. See, I gave you so many examples. This opposing in the parliament by the political parties and member of parliament is only one way of doing it constitutionally. There are various other methods. Article 19 to 21 are freedom of speech, peaceful protest, are in today's world, in the situation we are facing in the country today, are a stronger method of resisting any anti-constitutional activity of the ruling party. But when I compare this with the paper ballot campaign, I have, my opinion is crystal clear that those who cannot defend their own elections, their own votes, people have voted in much larger number. People have voted the India Gadbandhan to power, but they were not able to defend their own votes in Haryana or in Maharashtra. So how would they be able to defend Waqf Act or any other act which is detrimental to the interests of people of India? So therefore, this is what we are facing. So people of India have to rise to save their constitution, to save uh, their uh, uh, their democracy. But the reason, single most important reason, is not the top leadership or the workers of these opposition political parties, but BJP and RSS, and especially with these our Prime Minister and Home Minister, have orchestrated a very well thought of plan by way of using sleeper cell and agents in various parties. That is how they are sabotaging a effective opposition to this government. The least of that opposition will come inside the parliament because we don't have the numbers, and that is not that is not some rocket science which I'm expressing on your channel. It is well known. It was well known while the chief election commissioner was chosen a few days back. Modi ji and Amit Shah on one side, Rahul ji on the other side. What will be the result? Same is the phenomena here. Same was the phenomena in JPC. But if it was coupled with large scale protest, peaceful protest, then scenario would be different. Then Nitish Kumar Saab, JDU, and the TDP and Chirag Paswan Saab's party would be singing different tones. How difficult is that to understand? But that is not happening, and that is the biggest flaw, I would
So,
say now, of the
right.
leadership also, that they cannot get rid of their the dirty players, the agents of
Right.
RSS and BJP in their own parties. That's the main reason.
That's true, but the argument which has been given from the government side, that they are trying to bring in some administrative changes, like overhauling the system, changing the definition, changing, bringing in a lot of technological advancement. What would you release? I mean, how would you counter those arguments coming from the government side? And the government also has been saying that it's a Muslim community which has usurped the property. Then there was this argument that, look at examples like Owaisi, what they have done, they have usurped property. So we are trying to cut out that corruption which was so well entrenched within the Waqf system.
Owaisi Saab is Muslim community. My God, Owaisi Saab is one individual, which according to large number of people, and that number is increasing, is an RSS agent. He is an RSS agent. We understand this. His party is a sister organization of BJP. It's a political wing of BJP. That's what. But he's in any case, he is not Muslim community. He's just one individual. And now, what is the contradiction? In the same breath, this is the typical. This is typical for RSS and BJP. In same breath, they are bringing this law for protecting work properties. In that same very breath, they also say that Muslims are usurping government land and other people's land. So this is all. I mean, this is typical of BJP and RSS. Now let me give you a few examples. If there is corruption, if there is theft, if there is misappropriation of properties in any organization. Now, if you want to stop this crime, and there is no doubt these are all crimes in various laws, including buff laws. So, would you enhance the punishment, like in rape cases? Punishment was enhanced, and it was brought up to the level of even death sentences, or would you reduce the sentence? What would be the choice of an honest person or an honest organization? Obviously, enhancing the punishments if you want to stop corruption and theft, etc. What they have done is they have reduced punishment. They have these offenses which were cognizable, meaning thereby police could directly register FIR, police could arrest. Now they have made it non-cognizable. They have diluted the laws. They are encouraging corruption or reducing corruption. Another argument which is being given is quoting section 40. What is being said is that Waqf board has the power via section 40 of the Waqf Act 2013 to usurp any land which they want to. The Waqf board will put finger on any land and that will be theirs. Nobody can challenge it. What absolute nonsense that is they have been doling to the world. I can read out this thing, but I want to give a bigger proof of this is what they are objecting to, which they want to change. Now, what are they wanting to change it to? Now, any government land, and who will determine government land? The district collector. If he determines or if he puts finger, like section 40 of the Waqf board, on any land, that will be government land. So something which they are saying is evil, is bad, they want to do now. So what is this logic? I mean, this is the level of logic RSS and BJP always has. But they have the fraudulent numbers inside the parliament, I would say, because of the role of EVMs which has been utilized by the BJP and RSS. And this is what they've been doing to the country.
So all in all, are we to say, and this is what the heading of our program today also is, that is Waqf Amendment Bill a bundle of lies and nothing beyond this?
Squarely. Not even one provision is not violative of the Constitution of India, Part 3. That is my statement. Now let me look at it from another angle for your viewers' benefit. Now, 2013 Act. Why do you change a law, change an act, if it is violative of some constitutional provision, right? And they are saying that this was violative of, and I heard the member of parliament of Mr. Lalan Singh of JDU. He was saying this act has been brought to clear off the gandagi. That probably is the exact word he used, which was existing in 2013 law. Now, they should, Mr. Rijiju is a brilliant man. He should come out with one judgment which has held any of the provisions of 2000 Waqf Act, 2013 Waqf Act, which has been declared by a court of law as ultra virus or against the constitution. I will go a step further. Let this government, but all these arguments are worthless. I would once again, with that caveat, I am saying all this. I would invite RSS and BJP and their combined might of all their legal brains and illegal brains also to point out one provision in the Act of 2013, Waqf Act, which is existing law as of today also. Which provision is unique to this Waqf Act of 2013? Which provision does not find its way or does not exist in some other law in the country which has been passed by parliament and which is existing even today? So where is this big need of changing this? And where are these anomalies, big gandagis, as the JDS member of parliament, honorable member of parliament was saying? This gandagi, if it is there, exists in other laws also. If it is gandagi, it has to be removed from every act where it exists. So this is all I'm saying is these people have nothing else but lies, and lies. If RSS could play fraud on Sardar Patel Sahab while pleading with him, while actually deceiving him to retract the ban on RSS, which he had slapped on them by saying that we will never join politics, and we all know whether they have joined politics after that or not.
So
There is an
yeah,
organizational secretary
if you
of RSS in the BJP.
No, but Pracha, if you have heard Gaurav Gogoi's speech, he very clearly listed out the 4 Ds, that this bill aims to divide, dilute, defame, and disenfranchise. These are the 4 Ds he mentioned, and he attacked the center, that this is what this Waqf Amendment Bill does. I'm wanting to ask you, legally, socially, and politically, does this bill do all of this? All these 4 Ds: divide, dilute, defame, and disenfranchise the minorities.
And for disenfranchisement, another bill has been introduced in Rajya Sabha today itself, while Mr. Gaurav Gogoi was probably making his case in Lok Sabha. Another bill has been introduced, Immigrants and
Rajasthan.
Foreigners Act. So he's absolutely right. And there is more, which is forgetting, which I have been harping upon and I've been repeating it. I will repeat it at the cost of repetition once again. This entire exercise is to usurp all the properties of all the weaker sections, like in Manusmriti days, when nobody can hold property, only a selected few can hold properties. And those selected few are the likes of Adani, Ambani, and Yusuf Lulus of today. So it is against all. It is going to be against the people who call their dharma as Sanatan Dharma. It will be against them also, stepwise. Nobody is going to be spared. No money has to be left to anyone. Everything has to be usurped. Everything has to be gobbled by Modi ji, Amit Shah ji, and their associates. Nobody will be left with anything. So let us not reduce this only to Muslims. That actually changes the narrative in the favor of RSS and BJP. I am very careful about this, not to fall into this trap which our great leaders also always fall for. Like Mr. Gaurav Gogoi, I have a lot of respect because he's a well-read and intelligent person. Although I would say Mr. A. Raja's speech was better than him, better prepared. But yet he made very strong points also. I heard these two speeches only, and this JDS and JDU and sorry TDP, because those two were crucial to me, because I knew there lies the catch. But Gaurav Gogoi Saab made a wonderful point in when he quoted section 96 and 97, that government already has control. In fact, section 26 also, I didn't hear his full speech, where the CEO, which is a government officer, can overrule the resolutions of the entire work board. If they repeat that, if they don't agree with the suggestion given by the CEO can refer that resolution to the state government, and that can be nullified by the state government. That is something we want to get rid of, actually, to give autonomy to the Work Act. Now, this is actually further decapitating the whatever little freedom of functioning was there in the work boards. This is the actual condition. 96 says central government will have the say in secular functioning of the work boards, and 97 says state government will have power, and state government has also got power in section 26. So it is a very well balanced, although it's not enough to protect the interests of work, yet the amendments are going to totally destroy it. And this is going to be, for what my worst fear is, this is going to be very soon followed for other minorities, and then scheduled caste, scheduled tribe also, like PESA Act, which has been brought to protect the tribals' property, but it is functioning in the other way.
So my last question to you, Pracha, is that will this bill, of course, is going to be passed in the Lok Sabha. There is no two ways about it. I'm sure it will be passed in the Rajya Sabha as well. But will it face a litany of litigations now? Will people run to the courts after this bill is passed?
Well, man proposes, God disposes. God has its own ways. Like yesterday's example, Mr. Kapil Mishra, who is the law minister of Delhi, there is an order which I argued against him for an FIR. This FIR was resisted from day one, from the year 2020, by Delhi Police, Amit Shah Saab, and his best of lawyers. But what a timing! When he's the law minister, that FIR has been slapped on him. So similarly, we have also got plans to tackle this. It is not going to be so easy, because not only we will protest on the streets, but we have a plan to put speed breakers in their design for usurping the properties, firstly of Muslims and then of other religions and scheduled caste and scheduled tribe. I will not divulge our strategy, but people should know that we have a counter strategy which we will unveil very soon. So
right.
RSS
So all
and
of this
BJP
is
should move
going to lead to. So all of this is going to lead to a big movement, you are saying, which will not only
Yes.
include the Muslims, but all sections, the weaker sections of the society. That's what you
to
mean.
begin with, and then the Sanatan Dharmis will also join, because their
All
mandirs,
right.
their trust is also going, and this is happening today. Government has got full control mostly in almost all the places. So they are also sufferers in this, not just us. So all of the sufferers will unite, because sooner or later their strategy of usurping everybody's property and giving it to their friends will get exposed. So this is going to be the undoing of RSS and BJP. I can assure you that.
All right. Thank you so much, Mehmood Pracha, for joining on HW. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Patel.